What's up? It's me, Geebuz again, and I'm back with another video. So, today we're gonna start something pretty spectacular. We're gonna do something I have never done before. I have known about this for quite a few years, actually. I've just never really had the, uh, what should I say? I've never felt like I've been like, this is something I want to do. Yeah, this sounds fun. I've never really had the. It doesn't matter. You get what I mean. Like I've never been like into doing this. But I've watched recently, and since I've been playing Diablo, hardcore, and I really enjoyed that, I thought, well, this is kind of like, oh sorry, this is kind of like World of Warcraft hardcore. So what I'm gonna be doing is something called the Ironman challenge. Essentially, it's you have to level up from level 1 to level 100 without the use of any good gear, basically. And what I mean with good gear is green, blue, purple, orange, or gold, which is heirlooms. You can't use any heirlooms, you can't use any common items, you can't use any rare items or epic items. We're gonna go over the rules, but essentially that's it. You can't die and you can't use any good gear. That is like the big challenge kind of thing. Then you have to. I'm gonna go into the rules. There's been some changes since I last heard about this a long time ago, like back in Lich King, I think, or if it was in Cataclysm, I don't know. So let's go over the rules. I have them handy dandy right here. So, Ironman challenge rules. This is the original challenge. It's tough, very tough. The gist of the rules are to level a plain character that has no specialization, talents, or skill boosts of any kind. Now, this is what they've changed, that you can't have a specialization or any talents. You used to be able to have that, or to use that. Nowadays, you cannot. You're only allowed to use whatever is available to your class if no specialization were chosen. Health stones for warlocks are okay, for example. So if you're a warlock, you get health stones either way. So they are allowed to be used. Rule number 1, do not die. The most important rule of the challenge. Break this rule and your character will get moved to the honored dead section. Yes, I'm going to show you here. You have, this is on wowchallenges.com. And this is basically the site they use to like, what's that? Whatever. To keep track of everyone who's signed up for this Ironman challenge. You don't win anything in the end. It's just there are a lot of people who are already level 100. So for that matter, it's not like it's no competition. It's just a fun thing to do, and you have like bragging rights or whatever because you are on their leaderboards. If you get once you get to level 10, you can actually get in here into this leaderboard kind of thing, and you will be up there. So that's pretty cool. Um, and you get flagged for different things, like if you use gear or if you do dungeons and stuff like that. So, rule number 2: you don't talk about Iron Man. Yes, no. Rule number 2: no potions or flasks used. We also check for health stones used if you're not a warlock. Break this rule and your character is red flagged. I guess they go into like the statistics and stuff like that and check this to see whether or not you've used flasks or elixirs or something like that. And that's also the rule 2A. No elixirs except those that count as elixirs for quests. Break this rule and your character is red flagged. Number 3. Your killing blow or slash total kills percentage must be 50% or higher. Break this rule and your character is yellow flagged. So you have to have at least, if you kill 10 mobs, you have to have gotten the killing blow for at least 5 of them. If you kill 100, you have to have gotten the killing blow for at least 50 of them. So there is kind of a loophole here. You can actually get someone to help you. Even though I will not get anyone to help me at all. I will record everything live on here and I will put up like half-hour long videos on YouTube along this journey. Rule number 4. Cannot join a party, raid, or group with the intent of getting help to further yourself in the challenge. Again, you don't have to be in a party to mob tag. But you can't really mob tag because then you have to be really, really careful and you have to always have that kill and blow total, like, kill and blow kills ratio in your head, like, and it's just gonna cause a lot of inconvenience for you. Rule number 5: no vanilla, TBC, or Cataclysm dungeons or raids completed. Break this rule and your character is red flagged. Rule number 5A: no Wrath, Pandaria, Warlords dungeons or raids boss completed. Break this rule and your character is red flag. And B: no battlegrounds or arenas allowed. Like, allowed at all. Break this rule and your character is red flagged. So you can't even go into a dungeon and solo mobs. Why you would do that, I don't understand. Like, I've heard some people be like, oh, well, you can just go in and clear trash. Yeah, good fucking luck, dude. You can't even go into the Raidfire Chasm and try to clear one mob in there. So, good fucking luck. You are dead if you do that. And also red flagged. Number 6. Cannot be a member of a guild that is higher than level 1. Break this rule and your character is red flagged. Now, this rule right here doesn't really apply anymore because guilds don't have levels. But I get what they're saying. It used to be you used to get like experience bonuses and stuff like that for being in a guild. I'm not going to join a guild on my character because I don't want the additional bonuses from that, like mount speed and stuff like that. Fasten to the Dead. Because Fasten to the Dead is just going to be redundant because we can't die. Rule number 7A. No secondary professions allowed except first aid. Break this rule and your character is yellow flagged. Yes. No secondary professions except first aid. So guess what secondary profession we're gonna get? Because a bit further down, you're gonna see why. We're gonna get first aid. And we're gonna keep that up to speed. No talents, specs, or glyphs allowed. Break this rule and your character is red flagged. And essentially, if you get red flagged, you're done. You're done. Rule number 8A. Skills you have from your class, like Warlock Health Stones or Death Knight's weapon enchants, are allowed, since these are available to your class without having to pick a talent, spec, or glyph. So if you're a Warlock or Death Knight, hats off, you get the stuff. Although Death Knights have their own kind of leaderboard thingy because they start off with green gear equipped, and all the gear they get is blue. So they have to like get their hands on white gear, I guess, before they start questing and stuff, doing leveling up and stuff like that. But I don't really get why you would do a Death Knight because then you pretty much skip half of the leveling process. So that's just nah. Rule number 9. No more than 9 pet battles. If you have Catfight achievement, your character will be yellow flagged. Please note this rule only applies if you earn the achievement after March 5th, 2013. Yeah, so don't do any pet battles. Rule number 10. No gear higher than white quality. Break this rule and your character is red flagged. No enchantments on your gear. DK Rune Empowerment is an exception as it's a class skill. Break this rule and your character is red flagged. Shirts are allowed, of course. Tabards are allowed as long as they do not provide a boost, gain, or skill that your character wouldn't normally have. These tabards are not allowed, and then they list the Argent Crusade tabard, which allows you to teleport to Argent Tournament. The Warden's tabard allows you to teleport to Barden's Hold, Alliance Camp, and the Hellscream's Reach tabard for the Bardenholm's Horde Camp to teleport there. Those are not allowed because that's not something you would normally naturally do on a character. Number 11, cannot boost your character. We do not check for this, as boosting a character will result in failing other rules. Yes, because you will start off with green grid. And what they mean with boost your character is that you can't get the level 90 boost. Like you can't buy that for the $50 or $60 or whatever it is to get your character to level 90 and just do 10 levels. And let's be honest, doing that is just gonna... It's just stupid if you do that. That's just moronic to do that. Now here's the rule. The rule number 12 is the reason why we're gonna get first aid. And we're gonna keep that up to speed. No food or external buffs are allowed. So no food at all. I can't eat to regain health. Which is why we're gonna use first aid for that. Class abilities, racials, and personal buffs, or like kings if you're a paladin, or Mark of the Wild if you're a druid, are okay because like personal buffs, the buffs that I get from my character, like if I play paladin, I can use Blessing of the Kings or Blessing of Kings. But if I'm a rogue, I don't have these kind of buffs. So if I get that buff on me, I have to take it off. As soon as I get it on me, I have to just take it off immediately. Rule number 13, no refer a friend or other XP boosting activities, gear or buffs, Darkmoon Fair, heirlooms, garrison potions, etc, etc. So you can't use any of that. And like once we get to Mr. Pandaria, that's where things are gonna get interesting, I think. Maybe even in Cataclysm is when things are gonna get really, really interesting. Rule number 14, no combat or leveling guide add-ons. We'll be honest here, we can't track this, so this one is on you. This is a personal challenge, so if you feel you want to use them, that's your decision. And this is the reason why I'm not gonna use any add-ons at all for this character. Rule number 15, the heirloom mount should not be used before level 20 since your character wouldn't normally have access to riding if they were a brand new character on a new Battle.net account. Again, we can't track this, so this one is on you. Yes, I'm not going to use the mount until I'm level 20. I'm not going to use the heirloom mount at all, even at level 20, because I've got much cooler mounts to use. General rule of thumb, play your character like it's the only one you have on your account. Don't use your account-related boosts, like the Warder, Strider mounts, or anything else you wouldn't already have on a single character for the account. Receiving anything from other characters is against the spirit of the challenge. No gold, gear, bags, etc. Play with what you have been given for your lone character. So, essentially, we're gonna get a mount, and we're gonna use that mount. Simple as that. That's all the rules they have. And as you can see here, challengers. And then you have challengers, Death Knights. Honored Dead is all the characters that have died. You can go in here and you can add a character and you link it to your armory. And it will show up on the leaderboard once you're level 10. And challengers, right here you can see all of these characters that have gone to level 100. It's not that many. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is there? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 people have gotten to level 100. Like on this page, officially on this page. Then we have some people that are like 93, 90, 80. And then there is a lot of people who are like actually, like this guy right here. Pet Battle Achievement earned immediately before hitting level 100. More than 9 pet battles are not allowed. And then you get yellow flags. You're not really out of the challenge, but you get yellow flagged. Red flag is just 2 heirloom slots were equipped. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're gonna do this, don't do that. So yes, I guess that's pretty much it. So as I said, no food. You can't use first aid. So that's what we're gonna do. And you're gonna play your character as if it was a new one. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna change the server that is population low. And we're not gonna choose a PvP server, obviously. I think I'm gonna go for Airy Peak. That sounds pretty good. Or Bronzebeard. Um, Turalian? No. Doomhammer seems kind of looks like a kind of cool name. Um, but I'm gonna go with you don't want to go for these new players thing because they're like character migration thingies for that. So Air Peak is the one we're gonna go for. Now, what class and what race should we play? Um, Pretty much all the melee classes are pretty much not gonna be too good for this. They're gonna be the worst, I think. Second after like casters because you don't get any gear bonuses. So casters gonna have a really tough time leveling up. So warrior is out of the picture completely. I don't think we're gonna have that good gear to actually level a warrior. And since we don't get dual wield, like from Fury, like Titan's grip, it's gonna be a real pain in the butt, a real pain in the butt, a real pain in the ass to level a warrior. I think we could go arms and like just fucking rend everything. I don't even think you get rend unless you're actually arm spec'd, which you can't be. Paladins are not really viable unless you have like retribution, the talent for Crusader Strike and stuff like that. Well, I guess you have Crusader Strike already, but yeah, paladins, paladins and warriors. Sure, you could go tank like with a main hand and like a one hand and shield, but you're not gonna do enough damage, and you're gonna get killed. Hunter is actually the one that I have been thinking about doing because of the fact that you have a pet that can tank the shit for you. And I think you can use talents for your pet. I actually think you can use that. Um, Rogue is just no. Priest, as I said, casters are gonna have a really tough time doing this because of the fact that they don't have any intellect on their gear. They're gonna have a tough time leveling up. At least late game. I think they're gonna have a pretty hard time. So hats off to everyone who's done that. All the people. I think I saw like two mages, one mage, I think, at level 100. So hats off to you. I don't think I saw any priests level 100 or high level. Shaman, again, not really gonna be too viable. Enhancement maybe, but like because of the fact that you get a heal, but you can't like elemental would be the best to go for here, but you can't since you can't spec elemental, you can't really run and cast anymore. The lightning bolt, so you're gonna be pretty squishy. Mage, as I said, no intellect on gear. Warlock would be kind of viable because of the dots and everything, and you also have a pet. I don't know if you have the Void Walker though. I think that's like demonology only or something like that. So I don't know. Monk, you have a lot of movability for Monk. Um, you're using leather gear though, so you're kind of squishy. I don't know how it is when you get higher level. If you actually get heals and stuff like that, regardless of your spec and stuff like that. But you do have like the roll thingy, which can get you going pretty good. Give you a lot of momentum. But again, you're a melee class, so it's probably gonna be pretty hard. So Monk is out of the picture for me. Druid, cat form, absolutely, totally viable. I'm 100% certain that a druid is gonna be very viable in cat form because you get a lot of because cat form is given to you at level 6, and then you can just go for that and just stack armor on your gear, get as high armor as you possibly can, and just eat shit up. Death Knights is just no. I'm not even gonna do anything. So I'm gonna go for Hunter. Hunter is what I'm gonna go for. Now the race we're gonna go for is I don't know. Orcs have the the damage done by pets increased, which is pretty good. Enrage ability to deal some extra damage can be pretty good at occasion. Um, but nothing really else that really sticks out about these that gives these guys an edge. Um, Damage done by pets could be pretty good, but human have the PvP trinket, and they have bonus to reputation gains. Can break out of effects that remove or limit player control. That can be pretty good, actually. And they have increased versatility, so they deal a little bit extra damage. I might do a human, actually, because I know where all the rares are in Elven Forest. Undead, they have the Will of the Forsaken, which breaks fears, which can be pretty good. Can be pretty good if you get feared. But I don't think we're gonna get feared because the most mobs that do fear while leveling are melee range mobs that fear, like AoE fear, like everyone around you. So I think it's gonna be pretty. I think we're out of the danger zone with that one. May consume courses to regain health and mana. Yes, this is a really good one because this you can use. You can use this to gain health. So you don't have to eat. You can just eat whatever you eat, like a humanoid or a undead corpse, to regain some health. Drain health from enemies. Now this is not a very effective healing method, but you can still do it. Resistant to shadow damage. Shadow damage, really Blizzard? No. So undead would be pretty cool too. I don't know where all the rares are though. I mean, I'm pretty reliant on rares for the beginning of the leveling, I think. I'm gonna try to get as many rares as I possibly can. Night Elf. May fade into shadow. Shadow Meld is really damn good for this. More difficult to hit, so you have a little bit more avoidance. Faster movement while you're dead, redundant, not gonna matter. Resistant to nature damage, nah. Faster movement while stealthed, nah. Faster attacks at night and increased critical chance during the day. Crit chance might be pretty good, but I think that's like 1% or something additive to your crit chance. And we're not gonna have that much crit chance, honestly, because we're not gonna be wearing any gear that increases our crit chance. So it would be the shadow meld thing probably that would increase it. Like that would give this an edge, like shadow meld along with feign death and disengage would probably be pretty good. So Night Elf is actually really high up on the list. Tauren, the stun, they got the racial stun, which is pretty good. You get some extra health for the increased stamina. Herbalism, skill, and speed increase. That is pretty good. But since we can't really do anything with it, nah. I guess we could get herbalism and like sell stuff or like level up with that as well alongside questing and grinding. Resistance to nature damage, also like whatever. Increased effect from critical strikes, so you get a little bit more damage from critical strikes. Gnome, escape from alternating effects. Speed may escape from speed alternating effects. Escape artist is pretty cool. But if you're slowed, you can just disengage and you're fine. Increased resource pool. And also, they can't even be hunters, so screw it. Troll. Berserk increasing attack and casting speed. Regeneration increased for both health and energy. No, not energy, focus. Increased experience gained from killing beasts. And reduced duration of movement impairing effects. Now, increased experience from killing beasts, that's actually 20% increased bonus experience from killing beasts. Which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Because there are a lot of beasts in Durotar where you start off as Troll. So that is actually a very, very viable thing to go for. And there are quite a lot of them, quite a lot of beasts throughout Azeroth and everything, everywhere where you level up pretty much. Draenei, dual crafting skill increased. We're not gonna have dual crafting. May heal sell for others over time. You get Gift of the Naru, which is a healing over time buff. Increased agility, intellect, and strength. That is also pretty good. Agility is our main stat for damage. Resistant to shadow damage, So that is actually pretty good. But the heal is kind of low, though. And since you don't have any intellect, as I said, I think intellect and spell power and stuff like that actually increases the healing. But and also the Draenei starting zone is just Blood Elf. Enchanting skill increased. Can restore resources such as mana or energy. May silence nearby opponents and resistant to arcane damage. Arcane damage. Silence nearby opponents. That is actually pretty good if you meet a caster and something. But since we're gonna be a hunter, we're gonna be at max range pretty much all the time. So we can't really use that to our advantage unless we like run in, silence them, and then they'll run back out. So, yeah. And also the starting zone is kind of meh. Worgen, they have the dash, they can move a bit quickly. 1% increased crit chance. Scaling skill and speed increased. No. And also, I just realized, Tauren, herbalism, we can't use herbalism. So, that's out of the picture. Goblin, rocket jump forward. You can actually chain rocket jump and disengage to get really far away from your enemy, should you need to. Vendor discounts and launch rocket at enemies for some extra damage. Haste increase, that's pretty good. Can't periodically summon a personal bank. Nah, not gonna need that. Pandaren. No. We're gonna go for human. Male or female? We're gonna go for female because they're a bit smaller. I like small. I don't like small. That's what she said. So, let's see. Skin color. What skin color am I? Fucking pale is my skin color. So let's go for fucking pale. Face. Let's see. An old nookie? No. That one is pretty cute. Let's go for that. Hairstyle. Let's see what we can get. Should we get this kind of rough hairstyle? Like, I've been through a lot. I'm a single mom. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna get a the lesbian haircut. Should we go for that? Let's go for that. Hair color. Let's go for fire crotch. Let's do that. Earrings. Yes, let's go for that. Now, the name. What should we call this bitch? Let's call her Butchman. Iron Butch. Iron Butch. We can actually do that. Iron Butch, but we're not gonna. Actually, we are. Let's call her Iron Butch. With that alt letter in there. Iron Butch. Finish. Yes. There we go, guys. And that wraps up the video. It's a half hour long. We've gone over the rules. We've made a character. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go off with this. I'm gonna end the video right here, and I'm gonna record whenever I play on this character. I'm actually gonna record it for you guys to tag along, and I hope you guys will. I will. I hope you guys can join me for that. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. I got 30 seconds before half hour has passed, so make sure to like, share, and comment the video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and all that kind of nonsense. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, be safe and have a good one.